Hi guys, Leo here, welcome to a new video. And get mechanic. I'll be teaching you how to create your own tiles on the tile builder. You want to go to create frame and tile builder. And then you should load up into this blank space with the asset library and all these tools. And that's right, because to get a map or a tile, you want to go to File, New, then how large a tile you want to create. For the sake of the video purposes, I'll make a small one. It's easier to fill. So you just press create, and then if you hold right click, you can turn you around, use WSD to control. You hold shift and you'll move faster, so it makes easy navigation. So the first thing I'll be looking at is the assets tab. Now the tools are the move tool, the rotation tool, and the scale tool. Now these all help with moving objects around and assets around, and they're all the same with each asset. So if we just bring a spawn platform out here and just drag it out. Now if you want to edit this, if you want to change the size of this, you click on the white circle here. Now this means it's selected with all this mesh around it. So what you do from here is you just go on the scale tool and make it smaller, make it bigger, doesn't matter, and you can drag out anything. Like this. You move it around using the move tool. Like that. Like this. There we go. Now we have a small spawn pad. So you can basically control anything. The tools allow you to do anything, like if you go into rotation, you can rotate the spawn pad. You click on this, you can rotate that. Easy. It's really easy to use. If you want to select both at once to spin them both, then you hold control, click on both circles, and then you can just easily rotate them off which one you've selected. So you can control this one, and then go up control, and then a control, and you can pivot from this point, like that. And now there's a lot more you can do with this. This is only a fraction of the thing. So next thing you want to do is, after you've placed all your assets that you want on your tile, there's loads of dead trees and stuff, all these different flowers, there's quite a lot. So after you've placed your assets, you want to control the terrain, because it's kind of boring it just being flat and hasn't got any bumps or hills or anything. So what you want to go to terrain height. Now you see that there's a tab called brush here. Now it has two arguments, strength and size. Now strength is basically how strong you want it to act on. So that's basically how fast it will add the height. And size is how size the brushes. And what you want to do is just hold your mouse, and it should make it bigger, like this. Should just make a hill, like that. So it creates a simple hill like that. Now, if you want to make it decrease in height, and you hold control, and it will go down like that, so you can make small pits and stuff. If you want to do flatten, which basically makes everything in the circle's radius to the same level as where your mouse pointer is, so it makes it go like that. It zooms out. So that's basically what the flatten tool does. Now the smooth tool smooths these hard edges. If you see like these points here, you want to like smoothen those out so there's no points like that. Then you use the smooth tool. Now this is your character. If you press space, it allows you to, like, it spawns your character where your mouse pointer is. So this basically gives you an idea of how big stuff is. So that is basically to train height. Like if you put strength 100 and then size 11, and then you go to height, it's going to be a pretty strong, and then you can just smoothen it out like that. So that's just a basic tutorial on the terrain height. Now the next thing you want to do is, once you've done your terrain height and everything, you want to add some texture. So if you just don't like this grass colour, you don't want this just to be plain grass, then you want to add some detail. You can add some dirt, like this. This is your texture. And you can change the strength, you can change the size, basically like a brush tool. This allows you to create like better looking thing, like this. Create on that hillside that's dirty, some dirt here, like that. Just allows you to add loads more. And if you want to make some track, then you can use this, which is like the little pathway tool, like this. So you can draw your own paths, have your own tracks and stuff. You can basically do anything with this. You got stone. Now, some of these, like dirt is on top of stone, so like you can't place stone on top of dirt, so it's kind of layered. So dirt is always on top of stone, so you can like create these sort of looking textures. You can't overlap stone over dirt. So yeah, you just have to get the ground. You have to get the grass texture here. Like it's quite annoying that you can't just place loads of layers on top of each other, but it's like it's better than having no actual texture at all. You can make like weird things like this, but that's basically all that ground texture is. And if you hold control, then it just gets rid of everything. It's like an eraser. So you just keep the stone, there you go. Gets rid of all this thing you've selected. So that's basically the texture. That's all that the texture's got. Like, it'd be good if they added a bit more texture. It'd be cool if they actually added a texture editor, because they came out with the world editor, they came out with the tile editor, which was pretty good. Now if they come out with like the texture editor, then it'd be sick, because then you can have your own like dirt textures and stuff. So now the next folder is ground color. Now this is probably one of the best tools there is in this thing, because it allows you to change the colour of anything. So if you select red here, you can paint this red. You get this cool glowing effect from like the thing. You can go colour this red. It gives a lot more, like you can colour everything red like here. This gives a lot more customizable tiles to be made. So you can change any colour using this tool here, which is the colour wheel. You can colour anything in. You can have blue paths. You can have everything. You can't colour assets though. Those are just, they keep their own assets. You can't colour these pieces because it doesn't work. It only colours in the ground. But it's still pretty cool because you can add like your own writing here if you just select like you can go do your like writing, graffiti, whatever. It all works on here, and you can just colour in, and you can use strength, and that'll just depend on how much you want to paint it that colour. You can basically mess around with everything and then just colour anything and customise anything, because this is, you know, place your little person. This launchpad's normally bigger than this, but I've just made it small. So now the last tool is grass and clutter. Now this kind of depends if you have grass and foliage on your settings turned on, because this is basically just like the extra grass. So you can select grass and then place it in like this, and it will actually take the colour of what is on your ground. So if you place it on red ground, then it's going to be red. So this is just the easy way to just get loads of grass and more. This is like make your thing look good, but it only depends if you have grass foliage settings on in your settings. Still pretty cool, but if you don't want grass, you can select withered grass. It's kind of dead grass, like this. But you can select dead grass and standard grass to get like a mixture of the two. Now you can just select any old thing, keep on selecting, and you have loads of different stuff. Like they've added some new ones, like cluttered rock. There's quite a lot of new stuff in this update. If I select all these, loads. Fish bones, I know that's a new one as well. Yeah, look, fish bones. That's. I don't think that was ever a single thing. They've added loads of new grass types and stuff. So you can add like some weird biomes to your world. Which makes it a kind of magical sort of wonderland thing. With all this rainbow grass, and you can paint it whatever colour using the ground colour, so it all changes depending on what colour you have underneath it, but it depends. You can't just, you have to change it from here. So that is the last part of the tile editor section. So this is kind of useless, just building a tile and not being able to play in it. So what you want to do if you want to play in it is you just want to go to File, Save as like test. Probably going to delete it anyway. Press OK, and once you've pressed OK, you can just leave by pressing File, Exit. Once you've exited, you can go Create Terrain. Now you want to do the new World Builder option. And now you can actually place your tiles in the World Builder. So you see I have already made some tiles, but here's our tile. It's a small tile, and you can see it has everything that we put on it. it's small, so you don't get to zoom in that far, but you can see that there is still the stuff that was done there. You just can't see it as well. There's also other things that other people have made. There's another thing that I made. Here's another thing that I made, which is a large tile. This is a volcano. It's just using the paint tool and texture tool just to make this volcano looking thing. There's also a track made by Gamer Skill. Yeah, and then you just get all the original tiles that are in the proper game. So then you can save this as whatever you like, just standard world. Successfully, you just go to main menu, go to load game. Just create a game called Crazy whatever. Actually no, wait, I've made that wrong. You need to actually select the world you want. Come on. Wait, this is not it. Just create creative and then go on your world type and then just go test. So you just basically create a world with your world type. It will say sign is unpublished, and that basically means you can't do multiplayer, because if you do multiplayer, then your friends won't be able to actually see. As you can see our tiny little launch pad here. It's a little tiny thing. It ain't that big. I can basically walk to the other end in like 2 seconds. Walk up here. You can see our massive sign that I made. And if you go over here, you can see the massive volcano. You can see the Stone Man made by Lord Payne. And it's pretty cool that you can upload them all to the workshop. So any like you can create any tile and then you can upload it, and you can that just invents loads much more creativity with people. Here's the racetrack. You won't be able to do this if for like multiplayer. To have like a race in multiplayer, you'd have to just create it on the standard blocks, like these wooden stuff. But now you can actually create the actual terrain and publish it, so your friends can join. And basically, once you join the world with the tiles in it, will automatically download them to you if they're published. So you can basically create anything you want and have people join them. It just creates a lot more customizable worlds to your thing and do what you want. You can create quite cool things like this wood texture that they did with all these logs. And all this texture using this like thing, it creates a lot more opportunity for people to make their own worlds, because you can upload your own world and it's sick. So that's basically it for the tile builder. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and you should check out other people's workshop creations, because some of the things on there are massive. Like, it's so good. I wouldn't be able to create one in like a billion years. They must have put like hours of effort into it, because it's like some mad creations. They're mostly racetracks, so it's pretty good if you want to do multiplayer racing and challenges and stuff, as you can just upload your own worlds and stuff to the workshop. And I think that the workshop is allowed much more like playability to the game. So see, you can create these nice volcanoes. You can basically do anything with this update now. And yeah, that's basically it. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and go watch my other videos if you haven't already.